Good day everyone, back with some more Iceborne. As you see, we've completed our research on the next Elder Dragon. Unfortunately, so there are two Elder Dragons that we need to do this with, and for some reason they, unlike in high rank where they let you do all three of them at once, Master rank lets you do them one at a time, so that's a bit of a bugger, but so after we provided we can get past this one, we'll have to go collect tracks and the like on the other one so we can do it as well. Bit of a bummer, but what are you gonna do? Now, about this monster. Blackveil Volazark. There's a lot of similarities to good old classic Vol, but as you will soon find out there, some new tricks. So for one, instead of it still has the effluvium, although it's more fungi, spores than anything. And here's effluvium, the little clouds he leaves, but the cloud of spores he leaves behind is a great deal more dangerous than the regular Vol or even Arch-Tempered Volazarks. In fact, his supernova, he'll float up in the air and then just expel a bunch of these spores everywhere, will fill the entire room that you're in with them, and you can't stand in them. It will just, your health will just disappear in an instant. It will just melt away with the quickness. No, to be quite honest, I haven't fought Blackveil a super amount of times, and it has been a long while, but I don't quite recall how to handle that particular thing. Now, I will say this: the good news is it's low. The spore dust is low to the ground when it does that, so if you can claw up to him or get on and mount, you'll be above it and it won't damage you. Of course, that's easier said than done. And he's also covered in these little pustules of spore dust that will blow up. Like, they're weak points, but then if you do enough damage, they rupture and spew some spore out. So don't be too close to that, or it's gonna be a bad time. Now, when it comes to elemental weakness, similarly to regular Vol, you want to use Fire Dragon, although he's not quite as weak to element as he was before, so instead of 3-star weakness, it's just 2-star for those two. He's immune to water damage and practically to thunder and ice, so those are no good. Also, he has, to begin with, he has a spore sac over his eyes, and a neat little mechanic about that means he can't be flash spotted until you break that off and reveal his eyes, because frankly he's blind when it's on him anyway. So That's a bit interesting. But alright, enough jibber jabber, let's get to it. Shame we didn't do this last week. That was the wrong area, because he quite fits the Halloween spirit. I do believe you'll agree once you see it. Or status effects. Status wise, he's not particularly vulnerable to anything, unfortunately. 1 star to poison, sleep, paralysis, stun. He is 2 star to blast, but eh. Alright, let's head out. Now when he does his supernova and it carpets the room, the area in the dust, it takes about exactly a minute for it to finally clear out. So if it comes down to it, we might have to wait that out. In an emergency. Let's get ready to summon our tail raiders. Also, an interesting little thing, if you'll recall what the effluvium does to the gyros in Rotten Vale, well, I think you'll notice a similar effect here with the small monsters, the Jagras and the winged drakes. Let's go ahead and pick up some sling ammo. Very ominous atmosphere when this bad boy shows up. Also, don't know if you realise, but we're in the forest instead of the Vale. Basically, Black Vale is what happens when Vol leaves the Vale and goes to the forest where all this plant life and fungi are growing. Now, I believe just take a gander at those bad boys. They seem like they've seen better days. Amusingly enough, your cat can still befriend one of them, even though technically they should be under Vol's control. But let's go ahead and call for backup here. Also, something you'll learn in Master Rank, unfortunately the bow trappers here are probably the least useful cat companion you can grab, because most of their, same thing with the gadget they give you, because one of them's a flash pod, basically a glorified flash pod, and in Master Rank you might get 1 flash if you're lucky, and then the second flash will barely stagger them a little, if they're not just outright immune after the first flash. And then after that there's no effect. Period. So that's fun. And of course the shock traps in the line. Those can be handy to hold something in place, of course. But they don't work on elders, so that's outright. And there are a couple monsters that are immune to shock traps in the first place. And here's where we start a battle. Very lovely introductory cutscene here. Really well done. Very ominous. We call that bad news. It's alright, I didn't like that fella anyway. So yeah, this is Black Veil Volazar. He just looks uncomfortable. Also look at the spores coming off him. That's pain, that's what that is. Well, I wanted to get a wall bang off, but we don't always get what we want. Now, melee move wise, I'm pretty sure his moveset's pretty much identical to regular Ball. Also, just like Arch-Tempered Ball, I don't know about that game. I don't know about that at all. Well, just like Arch-Tempered Ball, he can stop that laser from either side. I really don't think beam should hit you when you cut from the side like that, but okay. That's a pain. No, not that one. That one. Oh, we rolled just in time there. Okay, after that embarrassment is over. That's strange. Now some of those beams you can clutch claw over to them. Yeah, stay over here, lad. Yeah, some of those beams you can clutch claw to them safely, and I remembered his being one of them, but clearly I was mistaken. So shot sirens for him, his head and chest. And this is one thing he does. He can sort of walk forward with that beam a bit. Also, just like classic Ball, he can give you the old effluvium sickness. Yeah, see there he's going with the walk forward, while his spores step forward. Oh, bugger. I guess it's not in the cards to get a war bang off on it. It's just not meant to be. Oh, there we go. Yeah, eat the wall out. Please don't reload. Okay, he's an unhappy lad now. I'm an unhappy lad too, come to think of it. That silly card. Oh, bugger. Luckily we have a mine back. We call those calculated even though it's light. Yeah, those shoot at very far, as I've just been reminded. So do keep that in mind. Also watch out for that because that comes out quick and it's his super beam. Well, it's a weaker version, but it's still a pretty stout thing. Now see that thunder trap right there is completely worthless. Unfortunately. Easy lad. This is actually one of the better rooms to fight in because it's so large. So he immediately is like, alright, I'm leaving then. See how it is. And he goes over here, which is a horrible place to fight in. One of the worst. I think worse would be fighting him in the actual Vale and taking the natural effluvian damage on top of his. That'd be the epitome of pain. Also, Trap Whiz over here is just about paid the piper. Just about. And it's usually about this time over here where he does his Nova for the first time. And it does take up this entire area, so you just have to run away and try not to get lasered through the bloody wall. Yeah, did you see how far that dust went? It went right bloody here. Okay. He's no longer angry. Killed our old cat. I forgot he steps forward 3 times. Okay, where's mine? There it is. Well, I wish I could aim. I imagine it'd be quite helpful. Okay, let that fade. Run away from that. No, no, no. Please, no. Oh, hey. Okay. Smack him in the chest. Now, I think you can sort of prevent or perhaps delay his supernova by bursting enough of the spores that he's carrying. Like, notice he doesn't have many. But I wouldn't swear to that, and I feel like I have memory of having him completely bare and him still doing it. And in fact, that's how he grows them back. Luckily, he's staggering an awful lot for some reason. Not sure what's up with that. Seems to be having a rough go with that. Well, we're doing something right. Well, besides the initial attempt at a wallbang. The backup cat's doing a little better than the other one was. For now. I do mean a little. Now you're going to be... Are you going to be enraged to start with? Or can we slam you into the wall? Okay, he looks like he's slammable. Really? You were pointed that bloody way. Okay. Did you just spray my cat? There we go. That's the timing. Right when he finishes squirting that mess out. Oh, this is not a good place to be. I can't see him. And I can't get back through there very quickly. I wonder if I can squeeze through here before he gets me. I'm just watching the mini-map to see if he approaches. I think we just gave him the old run around. Oi lad, would you... Huh. Well, Anjanar fits through there. I suppose it's not much of a surprise that he does as well. That's an early swap of area. Why'd he go back over here for? Getting slow reload. He might have taken issue with this tree. Yep, there he goes. There's his super attack. You see those clouds? Don't touch them. They will end your life so quickly. Kinda like that Jagras over there. Okay, what's he going to do? Uh-oh. So, you're a dummy like me and you didn't bring mulberries. Easy way out of this is to go find a nice hardy hole and wait till you get out of combat, and then you can fast travel to the camp. You go in the tent, come out, you'll be good as new. We use the boulder, right? Yeah. Now he's enraged, so he might stalk us a little bit more than we would like. Usually this doesn't take all that long to get you out of combat when you start like this. Every now and then, it can be the game can be stubborn about it. He's going to do that again. Okay, we'll just keep going. Well, today we learned that wears off on its own, but guess we'll just keep running. Right up here is how we get back to where we were fighting him. Just manually run to the camp over here. If I knew that the stealth was gonna bug out like that, I just would have. See, now we're out of combat. See, it shouldn't take that long, but sometimes it can be stubborn about it. It's funny that he used his Nova twice in a row that quickly. And we're back to full health. So that's a little trick you can do if it's starting to get a bit too hot for you. Don't be afraid of going back to camp. And if you're a melee weapon, that fixes your sharpness as well. I need to be collecting these. Alright, I prefer fighting in this room anyway, lad. Okay. Now, why did you do one that time? Oh yeah, the old trick where it makes it look like he's trying to heal himself, because that's what he does when he absorbs like that. That's regular wall does that as well, where everything that's afflicted by his effluvium, in this case spores, he slurps the health out of to heal himself. And I repeat, that includes you if you're blighted. Go on, you sister, look at you. Okay, only 2 pods. That's odd. How do you drop 2 back to back? No, we don't want red bit. I don't know if I've went over this before, but different sling ammos do different amounts of damage to them. when you wall slanding or slinger bursting. I don't think I've actually slinger burst though. I don't think I've ever really used that. I should, but he goes to a really awkward place to sleep in. Right over here. In the water. Luckily that means we can just wall bang him to wake you up. Means he shouldn't have much health left. Okay, now we need to get out of here because remember what I said, the places you do want to fight him and the places you don't. Well, this is the ones you don't. See, he's angry boy though, so he should come up here with us. Oh bugger. Right. He's Nova in a game. Yeah, come on down here. I like this place a lot better when fighting you. Come on, don't be chicken. There he is. Just got married to talk to him, that's all. Asking me nicely. Oh, well. So much for that. So that's Black Veil. Nothing particularly worse, I'm just got to watch out for. It really is Nova, and also don't try to clutch claw him while he's doing his beam. It's not one of the safe beams apparently. We relearned that today. Now on to another. See, Vol was new to this game, to base world. And now, next up is another new Elder Dragon. And it was a good opportunity for them to fill in a part of the Elder Dragon roster in the Monster Hunter series that is sort of bare, and that is a water Elder Dragon. Just before that, I'm pretty sure Amatsumagachi was the only water Elder Dragon. Pretty sure she's the only other one. Amatsumagachi. Okay, now we have to investigate Elder Dragon once again. Angry boy over there. Research. Definitely don't forget to do that. Spacebar's not the enter key. Okay, back to complete. I go see. The cat should be back soon, but could very well be mistaken. I haven't the foggiest what we could be hunting to gather these tracks, so always hesitate to. Well, I know this, but I always hesitate to pick up a specific class of wyvern quest. I already have a famed wyvern hunt, so we'll pick up this one as well. Maybe people will be hunting Nodos or something. Maybe. Oh, that's normal too. That's rapid fire pierce too. Now we look at the map and make sure there aren't any. Okay, good to go. To this point. Yeah, we just got that one. Okay, let's see if we can't help some lads and lasses out in multiplayer. Bummer. Wait a minute. Why's this hunt taking you 33 minutes, mate? You have the final boss's weapon. That's a pretty stout longsword. In fact, it's a very good one for hunting post-game content. It'd be the best at it that you could get during the story, but if it weren't for the weapons you can get from, where is it? This quest. Remember we did this a couple times to get fist tickets. And then after we hunt this next Elder Dragon, parts from her will be used to upgrade it to its real form. And then it outclasses even the final story boss's weapon. When it comes to melee, it does it in base roar and sharpness. I think it has the same affinity. Swear to that. But yeah, it just eases it out. But still a good weapon. Okay. Enough jibber jabber. Let's actually find the quest to do. These tracks aren't going to. Alright, 2 sword and shield users. I played through on my main character. I played through lower and high rank using sword and shield before I switched to bow in post game. As usual, bow is one that's not always the easiest to just start a game and immediately jump into, because at least in World you need so much more. You need certain skills to actually play a proper bow. Otherwise it's just a real sad time. Guess I'll hop in here. Yeah, Tigrex likes to be in this middle area than that, from what I remember. Naga Sax. Nice paralysis sword. Thunderbolt sword, that's from Tobi Gadachi. Tigrex and Nagakuga are weak to lightning. Of course, only Naga's really weak to lightning. He's one of the very few monsters that claim to be weak to lightning that actually has quite high lightning element hit zone values. Oh dear. Where have we gone? What's that? Well, I'll take the free honey, I guess. Huh. I go all the way over there. So, pick up supplies. It's the shipwreck camp if I move the cursor too fast for you to notice. Since nobody else picked that up, I guess I will. He's going to say no to 3 trap 2. Oh dear. Okay, they should be just here. Oi lad. Is he? Yeah, he's enraged. Well, for one, that's not a good place to be fighting. So... okay, game, I see you. I don't know about that. It saddens me a little to watch them depending on flashboards so much. You get overly reliant on people spam them in high ranks up fierce because they never lose their potency, they just keep working. You know, the weapon's called sword and shield. Did I not? I wonder. See any broken parts on. This hunt has been going on for a bit, so I wonder. That was not very nice. Wait. Okay, that was the left wing, right? Okay, if you can think quick enough. So I mentioned slide or evade reload as having a bit of an issue when it comes to ledges. Well, if you can think quick enough There we go. There's a broken part. That's something we can actually damage. I'm pretty sure they haven't been using their clutch claw at all. Or this guy would have been beat up a lot more than he was. Or is. See, it's a lot easier for them. Now, sword and shield counts as a light weapon, just like my gun here does. But since they're melee, they are inherently tankier than I am, and it's not exactly close. It's a pretty substantial difference. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were both Hunter rank 20, which means they're at the same point in the story that I am. I suppose they were focusing on the tail instead of the arms. Just gonna go get in something to munch on. Let's see, I was lecturing something, but oh, so yeah, reminder that the pseudo-wyverns trip with their arms, not their heads. So if you can, you want to soften it, take the vinegar out of the hands. With Barry off, it's doubly helpful because it slows him down a lot, makes him slip and slide when he's dashing around on the ice. Now remember kids, this is a capture quest, so we do need to keep an eye out. I feel like my true razor sharp is not. Okay, he's war bonkable. And I'd really rather not be the one to do it. It's all the same to you. Oh, bugger. Oh. Okay. I guess that just reaches out a lot further than I thought it did. Okay, now we really have to be careful because that was a chunk of damage. Oh, g'day Viper. Now of course, that got me. Now I'd like to think he'd be limping soon, but also if you couldn't guess, this is not the best place to fight him. So normally we lure him back up there, but unfortunately since it's multiplayer, it's not really something one can coordinate with randos. Even if I typed it in the chat, odds are they're not. There he goes, okay. Where's the... Good. At least they were on the ball about that. Capture quests are always an adventure and a half when it comes to multiplayer, with randos at least, because I don't know if they just don't read the quest or they don't pay attention to the prompt. Over on the right side of the screen it clearly says capture the monster, but you know, and unfortunately, which doesn't help the reputation of the weapon, a great deal of them always seem to be longsword users. So you're there trying to set a trap and the longsword guy's just beating on the monster and tripping you up at the same time, so you're unable to actually set the trap. Or if you get a trap, now you're trying to trank bomb, so he's in the trap and they're still attacking. I failed a few capture quests because of that. Most of the time it's longsword users, but it's also been I've also had heavy bargun users that thought it'd be really cute to start cluster bombing, and then gun lance a couple times with gun lance they just kept poke shelling over and over. It can be quite frustrating. I see they sent their guild cards, so we'll go in. I don't know. Don't know if we should really accept random guild cards or not. Suppose it wouldn't hurt anything. Alright. Unfortunately, they did not, for some reason, increase our research bar, and I'm not sure why. Random optional quest helped the other one. Our ghost is back. I knew the cats would be back soon. Completed a bounty. Need to fertilize. So, Blaze Nut, if you'll recall, is for gunpowder level 3. And Blast Nut is for sticky ammo. No particular reason for prepping that. Sure. Okay, and the cats. Yeah, we could have the tail. I remember now. Sometimes you can snip the tail on the monster, and then they just they run halfway across the bloody map, and then you end up forgetting about where the tail was. Now it does appear on the map, but it's not always the easiest thing to see, depending on where it dropped. I suppose we'll just go on an expedition. We'll switch to our gather set for kicks and giggles. Ditto for this. We'll take a little trip to the Coral Heights. It's a nice clear night as well, which means that is peak condition to find a gold crown dapper coral bird. Bloody hell. I'm going to claim English isn't my first language. It's alright. Jellyfish. Okay, none there. None there. Is the one over here? No, don't seem to be. Okay, watery slimes right here. Go and pick that up. It may be that you have to collect some tracks initially to get the investigation started. We'll take our time, smashing up a bunch of it. Old watery slime. Not really interested in other tracks. Uh-oh, no regular queen tonight. That's interesting. I thought she always... Well, she'd probably be over there. There's another little spot she can spawn. Anywhere there's wigglers, frankly, she can spawn. More footprints. Oh, that's our Angie. Okay, we'll just swing on over here. More slime. So the other dragon this belongs to is water, but unlike your Pokemon training, she's weak to fire as opposed to being resistant, as one might expect. Alright, so Pinky. Wait, I think there's a... yeah. Moving a little too fast for this gap of ours to keep up with. Well, you know the drill over here is an area with lots of coral beds. No dapper. No dapper. There's one more set over here. No dapper. Flash bugs still work on small monsters just fine. Oh, Pinky, she seemed to be quite cross with us. We might have a flash day as well. Okay, now here's the spot that typically is one. Looks like we got unlucky this go around though, because I don't see him anywhere. Well, that is a shame. But as long as it stays night, we can reload the area. So, when hunting rare endemic life, or whatever you're doing, if you can go 2 areas away, or 2 zones away, so this is zone 6, so there's one zone. Now 2 wouldn't count because they're just right next to each other. Let's say zone 1 here. So if we got to zone 1 and then came back here, the area should refresh. Should. It may even be 3 zones, but I'm pretty sure it's 2. So basically you could just keep going like that to try to reset the zones and get things to respawn. So we're going to go up to the northeast camp up here. Should be plenty more of that watery slime to pick up, because this is where she likes to be quite a bit. Unfortunately, I haven't memorized how many tracks you need to max the bar out. Need to get back to watching speedruns. I have one pulled up to watch sometime off stream. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. So apparently there's more watery slime somewhere. That's up here. Right. Maybe not. There'll definitely be more up there, but it's a long way up there. And there should be some down here anyway. Although, this looks like quite a popular area at the moment. So I guess we will head up there. This is actually a busy area up here at the top of this mountain. It's Legiana's nest, it's Kieran's nest, and it's Namiel's nest. Namiel's the name of the Elder Dragon, the Water Elder Dragon. Holy glitch, Batman. What happens? Yeah, thought so. Pick that up. Then we'll take our wedgie. There'll definitely be quite a bit up here. Again, this is the nesting area. So they've moved slice and ammo to the point where you can only hold 30 rounds. But that actually coincides with about how much you can just find on the map growing naturally. Because there's one here, and you get 10 from each. So one hits the 10 here, 10 there, and then on the way down, I'll show you where the third one is. Slice and okay, that's Legiana stuff. Let's look like this. We should be looking pretty good on our meter now. Might be more over here. Sometimes there is. What's that? Take the shortcut down. Alright. Now, the third slash berry bush is right 10 here. Did I always know that was there? Right here. See, now we're kept out and slice and ammo. Slice and ammo is how a bowgun snips tails. Also, it pierces completely through the body, irrelevant of defense. So it can be really handy against tempered and arch-tempered Elder Dragons when they get elementally charged and they get to where all of your bullets do 0 damage unless you hit them directly in the head. Because that's not the easiest thing to do for a lot of them. Kieran's one of them. Kieran's already really small, so that tiny little head, and really quick. So it's just a pain aiming the keister to try and knock him in the noggin with your shots all the time when he's zipping around. Okay, now hopefully this area is refreshed, but I don't know. Signs point to no. Otherwise that flash fly would probably be back. So that must not be high enough. The issue with the Highlands is, oh no, there he is. He does look rather large.
今は最高の環境条件ね。このまま捕獲続行。
Here is a small crown, but we need the big crown. That's actually tragic. Because again, the conditions to get the gold crown to spawn is a clear night. I wonder if it's even still night. It looks awful bright down here. These coral birds are quite cute little buggers. Long-tailed hummingbirds, pretty much. What's this? Flame nut. Yeah, flame nut's level 2 gunpowder. Also, to get there, you have to... How do you get there? Yeah, this isn't it. You have to jump down a certain way. All it is a bone pile though. Nothing major, there's nothing special about it. But there's a certain spot you jump down. Maybe over here. Yeah. That's one way over here. I guess we did have a quest. Collect bone piles. I think we have one for mining as well. Guess we'll sort that out before we get out. Fact. Go ahead and tally back to this southern cat. Tracker, she's just yapping about her research on yeah, it's not night anymore. That may have been why it was a small crown. If it was still night when that appeared, it might have been the big crown. Shame, but that's life sometimes. Ways. So no more watery slime. We wanted to go the other way. Yeah, we actually should. Anyway, because I need to collect bones. That in mining ores. So the ores are more common up top. Looks like we filled up on piercing armor. Yeah, there's a footprint. So there are still some tracks lying about. Surprised they don't respawn. Normally tracks do. Even these spatial ones. Don't believe we need one more gather. What's up with that? swear he does that every time. He just wrecks that hiding spot. If you don't know that it can happen, it can scare the dickens out of you. It's pretty funny. I've seen other streams of Worlds and Iceborne where something like that happens, and gives them quite the start. Yeah, I don't think she'll be. I don't think any of the tracks will be up here. Oh, an older fly.
環境条件が今一つね。環境生物図鑑で
Yeah,
確
we
認
have
よ
to。get a gold crown, one of those buggers as well. Typically more common during the rain and nights, or foul weather at the very least. At night. Oh, we already completed the bone pile, didn't we? We need mining. So I kind of wasted time by coming up here to this. Oops. This is why I do try to do this stuff off stream. But unfortunately, the way these particular story quests are put together, can't really get around it unless you wanted me to do one story quest and then say, well, that's all for today, lads and lasses. Let's get in there next time and cause some havoc. Compared to get carried away and explore and just run around for way too long on expeditions, just meandering. Now I knew there were tracks here, but I didn't spot any before. There should be watery slime all over the place over here. Guess we had already completed the mining ore one. Perhaps I should pay more attention. Like, I vividly remember there being some... Well, at least I wasn't wrong about that. Pink scales. Looks like more over there. Yeah, she likes to pace along here for some reason. Gives good opportunity for warbangs over there. Well, you have to be careful because there's sentinel spots here that for some reason they won't slam against and they'll just keep walking even though there's still a wall. Well, not walking, running. Not sure what's up with that. Oh, another algafly. Right over there by Coral Bouquet. It's alright. We'll go snatch that up even though it's not going to be a crown. I wonder if there's some over here. More Graphian caches. Yeah, there's some footprints, right? A bit difficult to see, but you can just make it out. You know, as bulky as she is, you'd think her footprints would be a bit more stand out than that. Maybe she's lighter than she looks. That's certainly nothing to say to the lady. That's alright, she'll never know. I'm just farming research points at this point though. I know it's not going to be the right one. I miss these footprints. I feel like scatflies are buggy for whatever reason. Maybe because I'm running around like a total space. Oh, Fulgulanger goes here. Oh, he is here. G'day. Not impressed. Made it all the way across. Might be a bit impressed. Maybe. Alright, let's follow this. Okay. Well, our stamina is starting to decrease from hunger, so we'll go up here. I think we've surely to goodness we've got enough tracks. And we'll go up here, grab this item at seed, and the one that should have regrown over there. Maybe kill these little buggers as we can. I suppose we might as well carve them. Otherwise it'd be wasteful. No stress. That's something you seem to need a lot of when you first get to master rank. And then all of a sudden you just don't even bother anymore. It's strange that no monster comes up to right here. Or at least that I can remember. Like here, yes, but up there, no. Alright, let's end this walkabout. Head on home. And hopefully acquire our next story quest.